Well, welcome back to our coverage. And as Americans head to the polls on Election Day, the focus on democracy, voting rights, and the integrity of the electoral process has never been more urgent, with former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris competing for the White House. The debate over election security, access to voting, and the legitimacy of results has intensified. And for more analysis, we're joined from Georgia by Laurie Watkins, advisor to former U.S. President Barack Obama. Welcome to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us. And given the importance of swing states in the U.S. electoral system, how do you see key battleground states like Pennsylvania, Florida, and Michigan shaping the outcome of the 2024 elections?
Well, I'm here in one of the battleground states of Georgia, and I can tell you that the enthusiasm here is extremely exciting. Today is election day, so what we are doing is making sure we are knocking on all those doors, chasing anyone who we have on our list that say they haven't voted yet. Early this morning, I've knocked on almost 75 doors. A lot of those people, they already said they voted. They were in line at 7 a.m. They were able to get it done very quickly. But we are seeing some lines across the country in the people that waited for election day that are waiting in long lines, but we know they're going to stay in line. We have our voter protection teams on the ground. We have lawyers that are ready, but we haven't heard or seen of any issues yet. And all of these battleground states are crucial. They are all within like 3-point margins. So it's going to be a very, very close race, as you all are very well aware. But we are very confident, extremely confident. The only state that I am a little worried about, if you will, is the state of Arizona and, of course, Pennsylvania. Everything is going to come down to the state of Pennsylvania and those votes. You saw Kamala Harris in Pittsburgh, in Philadelphia. She was hosting virtual rallies in about 7 different locations across the country, and Georgia was one of them. So we're extremely positive, enthusiastic, and we're going to win.
But let me here ask you, there have been allegations faced by Donald Trump of voter suppression and fraud in battleground states like Pennsylvania. Since you mentioned Pennsylvania, what measures should be in place to ensure that all eligible voters can cast the ballots without fear of intimidation or this frictionism? And how do you view measures that should be taken in this regard?
Well, as I had said about our voter protection teams, I can only speak for the Kamala Harris and Tim Walz campaign. We have voter protection teams here in the office, for example. We have them on the ground. They are easily deployed. People have our phone numbers. So if there is an issue that they want to run up the chain, they know who to call. But we have not yet heard of any issues of voter suppression. Now, in some of these states, battleground states that have Republican-led legislatures, you can call it whatever you want. I call it voter suppression, which, like in the state of Georgia, for example, the Republican-led legislature decided that the weekend that just preceded us, early voting ended on Friday. So when you eliminate the opportunity for people to vote on a Saturday or Sunday, all those working people, that makes them that much more difficult for them to be able to vote. So that's why we're pushing people today and making sure that even though they have to work and it's a Tuesday, that they made a plan to vote. And if they have to wait in line, that they're prepared to do so, that they bring water, that they bring snacks, that they wear the appropriate clothing. If it's raining in some states, that they bring an umbrella or a rain jacket. We want to make sure that people do not get out of line. Every single vote is crucial. But across the country, we feel confident with the teams that we have in place and those lawyers that can easily be deployed. Misinformation and disinformation, if you want to talk about that, the Trump campaign has been very aggressive in those measures and that vocalizing that, putting lies out there that people that are not citizens are able to vote, which we all know that's not true. And that's not happening here. And we haven't even received one instance or one reported case of that happening. So that's disinformation. Voting is for people who are registered to vote and are U.S. citizens. They have the right to vote. They are eligible to vote. But if they didn't register in time, unfortunately, in some states, you cannot register on election day. In some states, you can. So make sure you have a plan. Make sure you know the rules in your state, and go to iwillvote.com for any information. That's where you can find out your polling precinct. You can find out the hours of voting, etc. So all the information is there. People just have to do their research.
Yes, thank you so much. That was Laurie Watkins, advisor to former President Barack Obama. We thank you so much for being with us and for your definitely insights here.